Alright, welcome back to another day of Mama Motivation. We need to transform the kitchen and dining area, which has gotten well out of hand. We've had a full-on weekend full of costume making for our dance competition that's coming up in a couple of weeks' time, and so I need to catch up on all the housework that we didn't get to do on the weekend. I don't know any busy family household that doesn't start their day with washing, so that's what I'm up to here. It's a nice day, so I'm going to put it out, but Wellington wind means everything gets pegged 2 pegs per item, so it takes a wee while to get that done, but it's well worth it because it's very rare that we get to put it outside. And of course, before I can get anything else done, I'm going to make myself a coffee. I enjoy a bulletproof coffee which has MCT oil and unsalted butter blended in. It makes a really thick and creamy texture and provides a good sustainable energy for all the work that I've got to do. Rather than getting stuck into those dishes that were sitting there, I'm going to clear the island bench. It's my favourite place to start because I always feel better doing that. At some point in the morning, I discovered these mashed potatoes which were in the microwave, and I remembered that I heated them up to eat the night before and completely forgot about them. So I've given half of them to the dog to eat and the other half have gone into the bin, which is always heartbreaking. I hate to waste food. We had some vitamins arrive, so I'm just unpacking those and making sure I just get rid of all the rubbish and sort out the recycling as I go. And I also light a candle. Jacob's not a big fan of this scent, so I've been burning it at every opportunity, and at least it will smell nice while I'm cleaning. Jacob made some of his delicious muesli this morning, so I'm just putting that away, and I'll also put some in a bag for my parents-in-law. After that, I decided to tackle the dishes, first of all rinsing out and putting the recycling aside. I could hear that Mateo had woken from his nap, so I'm going to go and get him, and then I'm going to tackle putting the clean dishes away. I think I had 2 dishwashers full of clean dishes, which we usually try to keep a really good rotation, but after the busy weekend, we were definitely out of sync. Jacob's mum gave us this beautiful Smeg baking dish. We do have another baking dish a similar size, just from the supermarket, but this one definitely cooks the food much nicer. Must be something to do with the quality of the material and the heat induction, because it is way nicer to use. I absolutely love my kitchen. I feel so lucky to have such a beautiful and well set up kitchen. We believe it was designed by a chef that used to live here, but if there was one thing that I could change, it would be the size of the sink. If you can see, that baking dish is the same size, if not slightly bigger than the size of the sink, and it just makes it a little bit hard to really clean all of those bigger items. Now that the main dishes are done, I'm just cleaning the parts of the coffee machine, and then I will scrub down the sink itself. I use my own cleaning spray mix for that, which is the combination of white vinegar, water, a little bit of dishwashing liquid and some essential oils. I've copied the scent of another cleaner that we really loved and haven't been able to get from the shop, so decided to make my own. In classic form from me, I've only done half a job putting the dishes away. They've made it over to the island, but now I'm finally putting them away in their actual places in the cupboards. Then we have a quick change in view, and I wipe down the coffee machine quickly, scrub the bench, and then tackle that stovetop, which is one of my least favourite jobs, but always feels so good once it's nice and clean. However, in the middle of that, I realise that I can't actually wipe that bench top down at the end because the recycling's still there. So I pause and put the recycling out, and then go back to wiping the bench down. I was obviously feeling pretty chuffed with myself that that was done. Just a change of view here, back to the island bench, which still has a few things on it, and I'm going in and out of the room because I decided to actually put things away where they live rather than just move things around. So it's not great when you're filming because I'm constantly cutting in and out, but I've cut the video where I'm out of the room and nothing is happening. And with that bench top wiped down, the kitchen area is all done. And I just love this video, watching Mateo watch me and his little side eye. Hello! So I paused the cleaning for a moment because I remembered that we needed to make some yogurt. I was going to prepare it now and put it in the fridge, and I would put it in the Instant Pot later on that evening. It goes in the Instant Pot for 36 hours, so I always calculate a full day and a half and make sure that it's going to finish at a time when I'm ready to put it away in the fridge. And in the yogurt we've got cream, some half and half, and some milk. I use potato starch, which is for the bacteria to eat, and some of the previous batch of yogurt to add in the bacteria. It's so easy and it's so delicious. I play around with the amount of cream versus milk, and that will change sort of the thickness, but it's always really delicious. Quick cutaway, get those recycling bottles clean and outside immediately. Okay, onto the dining area. First of all, cleaning up all of the costumes that we've been working on. They're going to go to the dancers so they can try it on and run their routines in their costumes, which is really exciting. And onto a job which I usually always do on a Sunday is reset my 2 baby bags. This one that I'm resetting now is just for when I go out with only Mateo, whereas the other one is more focused around Camilo, but I will also have some backups for Mateo in there as well. I like to just make sure that I have one change of clothes and a bib, obviously the nappy stuff, but throughout the week I find that I add extra things, or if I use things, I'm not very good at topping it up, so I'll either have way too much or not enough. So having one day a week where I reset everything, I know for sure on Monday that I have everything that I need and I can just walk out of the house. And then I'm on to the massive job of all of the washing that got left over the weekend. So first of all, I start with the kids. I like to hang my babies and Camilo's washing straight onto little hangers. I find that it dries really well and it saves me a lot of time at this end where I just sort it into the piles and then hang it straight up in the wardrobe. Once I've sorted all of these clothes, I do just put them aside for now because I'm going to do one big trip upstairs to put all of the washing away at one time. But I had to pause because Mateo needed some of my attention. Once Mateo was down, I was back to getting the washing done, but got distracted by the sewing machine that was here, so quickly packed that up and put that aside to go back away. I only use this once or twice a year, and I'm on to folding Jacob's and my washing. It's also nice to be able to do this on a nice clear table, plenty of space to put things, and I always like to have very separate piles depending on whose it is, what it's for. We have uniform for dancing, we have casual clothes or workout clothes, and we also have work clothes, so they all go in different places in our wardrobe, and I like to sort it out down here rather than up in our bedroom. This was an absolute marathon washing session. No wonder Mateo woke up from his nap already, but he was happy to hang out while I folded. He loves to play with the pegs at the moment, so he's entertained. T-shirts are my absolute favourite thing to fold. I learnt this method when I was a teenager. It's probably one of the first things that I learnt how to fold, and I've done it ever since. It's just really fun and really clean, and they stack really nicely. I'm starting to fill up the washing basket. I try to organise things in the order of the bedrooms that I'm going to pass so I can put things away as I go up the stairs. And I also, as you can see, like to do only one trip, so I pile everything on top and really balance it all to get upstairs. This is not too bad actually. For some reason I got distracted and started to put the table together and then remembered that I hadn't wiped it down, so stopped that. Came back, wiped the table down and reset it. It's about here when I felt really good about how things are looking, but the floor actually really needed a clean. It hadn't been mopped for a long while, so I went and got the vacuum cleaner out and got stuck into doing the floor properly. Mateo is still entertained by the vacuum cleaner, so he's just happily hanging out watching. We've got this beautiful dining table with these sort of architectural legs, and it's really nice, but it does love to catch the crumbs, so I always have to get on my hands and knees to really get all the crumbs out of there. I also was feeling really motivated today, so I made sure I was really thorough getting underneath the couches. I vacuumed all of the dining chairs, and over in the corner where it's a plant quarantine area, so the toddler stays out of it, I don't often get behind there, so I was able to really vacuum, pick everything up in that corner as well. And then I was finally on to mopping. I don't get to mop very often, but luckily our floors don't actually get too dirty. The water never comes out too bad, so I don't stress about it. But with Matteo spilling up quite often, with Camilo spilling his food on the floor, I mean, Ellie loves to pick up as much as she can, but things do get dirty, so it's really good to give it a good scrub. And finally, with that big job done, I'm just putting away the last bits and pieces, but it was time to give Matteo some one-on-one attention before getting our dinner ready for the evening. It felt really good, and things were so nice and clean for just a few minutes before I messed up the kitchen with dinner and the kids came home and played in the evening.